and welcome back to the Citytilidie channel. We're all staying safe and well. And World Cup update, yes, as we look at the Qatar 2022 World Cup. It's definitely be a blue tinge to this, but obviously we'll be covering what's going on, obviously, where even when City players aren't involved. And yeah, if you like it, let me know, guys. I'll do this on a more regular basis. Just this is the first one, so let me know what you think. It'd be great to have your comments, or if you're interested going forward and doing something similar while this World Cup's going on. So yes, we'll be interested in City players. It'll always look at the games played and of course look forward to what's happening, what's coming up as well. Please, if you are new to this channel, I do everything Manchester City and in this case football as well. It'd be great to have you on board. Please push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications and spread the word. It'd be great to have you. And of course all your comments are very, very welcome about the games, especially how the City players are doing, etc. Please give us a thumbs up, guys. Great to get views, but it's just nice to just press that button and give us a thumbs up. Right, yes, to sum up, we've got 16 City players involved, of course. That number will reduce, hopefully as teams get knocked out, hopefully not if they get injured. So over the coming days and weeks, of course, we've got, just to sum up, Holland, we've got Aki, Portugal, Cancelo, Bernardo Diaz, Spain, Laporte, Rodrigo, Argentina, Alvarez, England, we've got Foden, Phillips, Grealish, Walker, Stones, Belgium, KDB, Germany, Gundogan, Brazil, Ederson, and Switzerland, Kanji. Right, on to day one. No City boys in action today, or sort of tentative links, if you like, previous players, etc., etc. And it's the 20th of November 2022, the opening game, just the one game today. Obviously, we'll get up to 4 games a day when it kicks off properly. So this is match day 1. The 4 p.m. kickoff, BBC, iPlayer, BBC Sport, was, of course, Qatar 0, Ecuador 2 at the Al Bayt Stadium, Al Khor. And the favourites beforehand were Ecuador, so that's how it turned out. Probably the best-known player for Ecuador, as far as we're concerned, in this country, is Brighton's Moises Caicedo, who's one of 3 Brighton players in the squad. Yeah, so that's interesting. I think all 3 were on at one point in this game. It was Valencia, their top scorer, who got both goals, but did take a bit of a knock, and he sort of hobbled to half-time, and he stayed on fairly late, though, but he did come off in the second half, still hobbling a bit, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Qatar themselves, yeah, obviously their squad was picked from a lesser-known bunch of players, all from the Qatar Stars League, so no familiar names. Their best player is reckoned to be Akram Afif. He was there today. He makes things happen for Qatar usually at their level. And he's a winger, a striker who roams around. And on the day, it was all too much for the hosts, who struggled to cope with Ecuador, and especially Valencia up front. Despite the best efforts of VAR, we had an early problem with that, didn't we, with this new 3D offside rule, which, you know, is fair enough. It just seemed a bit strange at the time. It reared its ugly head, of course. And Ecuador deservedly led 2-0 at half-time. I think Qatar's first and only real chance in that first half came on the stroke of half-time, and a free header was glanced wide when he should have done a little bit better. And the second half, just Ecuador continue where they left off, really, continue to dominate the second half without increasing the lead. And again, Qatar perhaps just had one chance where the striker took a sort of long-range shot with the goalkeeper off his line, but it just hit the roof of the net. So really, overall, a pretty simple, no-fuss win for Ecuador. And we go to Monday, looking forward to Monday the 21st of November. Of course, we're continuing match day 1. We will have the other game in Ecuador's group. Group B gets underway at 1 p.m. UK time. Of course, be on the BBC One, iPlayer, BBC Sport. And, of course, it features, in theory, Foden, Phillips, Grealish, Walker and Stones. This is England versus Iran in Khalifa International Stadium, Doha. Southgate did confirm that it would be too early for Walker to feature in this one, so it'll be interesting to see when he does. Favourites England, of course, to win this, who will actually take the knee before this game, we've been told. So I wonder if there's any rainbow armbands. I doubt that very much. What about Iran? Well, Carlos Queiroz is back in charge. Only a 25-man squad. They didn't take the full 26 complement. And as ever, perhaps behind-the-scenes political shenanigans have plagued the build-up for Iran. No more so than when, of course, the change in manager with Queiroz coming back in September. Striker Sardar Azmoun from Azmoun's Bayer Leverkusen. He's their sort of brightest hope, I think, although he's not had the greatest time in Germany since he went there in January. So that will be the first game tomorrow. And then we go back over to the game 2, of course, of Group A. That obviously the Ecuador game today, Ecuador-Qatar game was the first one. We go over to Group A, Senegal versus the Netherlands, 4 p.m. in the Al Thumama Stadium at Al Thumama. And of course, our interest there is Mr. Nathan Aki, of course. This is on ITV, STV, and ITVX and STV player. And the favourites for this one will be Holland, of course. Senegal, not behind the door, though. Sadio Mane leading, although he's had an injury, hasn't he? So I'm not too sure whether he will be taking part in this. He's leading the AFCON champions, of course, Senegal. Lots of familiar names, including the likes of Koulibaly and Keeper Mendy, both at Chelsea. Plus, they've got players from QPR, Everton, Forest, Leicester, Spurs, Reading, Watford and Sheffield United. So there'll be names familiar to UK watchers. And finally, to finish the night off, and I'll probably have the report on this a day later because I can't be doing this report after the 7 p.m. kickoffs. But finally, we go over to Group B, England's group, for USA versus Wales, a 7 p.m. match. And of course, the other game in England's group. This is on ITV, STV, ITVX and STV player. And the favourites, of course, for this one, USA are the favourites. But hey, don't underestimate Wales. This is at the Al Rayyan Stadium, Al Rayyan. As far as USA are concerned, Chelsea forward Pulisic leads the attack. Leads Tyler Adams is there in midfield. Of course, Gio Reyna of Borussia Dortmund needs no introduction to City fans. No Zach Steffen, which is a blow for him, and us. Really nice to watch him, but he didn't react well to, I don't think, losing his US #1 spot when another guy stepped in, and that more than anything, I think, blotted his copybook and put an end to his chances of joining the USA squad, which is a little bit disappointing for him. And as I said, for us, lots of links, of course, with other English football team with players from Luton, Arsenal, Fulham, Leeds, Norwich, as well as the Chelsea striker we've already mentioned and the Chelsea players. What about Wales? Well, it's been a long wait, hasn't it, since 1958. Even I wasn't born then, guys. I mean, don't start. Even I wasn't around at that one. Only just, though. And they were no doubt do their country proud, I think. An aging, rarely free from injury Gareth Bale still typifies an interesting mix of young and old in this squad. And as you'd expect, lots and lots of familiar names, including Premier League players. Yeah, Wayne Hennessy, Danny Ward, Ben Davies, Chris Metham, Nico Williams, Harry Wilson, Danny James, Kiefer Moore, Brennan Johnson, Uncle Tom Cobley and all. And so, please, that should be a good game. I'm looking forward to that. I say I won't be reporting on that till a day after because it's a bit too late. But yeah, that should be an interesting game, certainly. But perhaps a little bit more interesting this Ecuador-Qatar one. Obviously, we've got the England game as well tomorrow, England-Iran. And of course, the Senegal one and Netherlands will be interesting. So I think 3 good games tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to them, and I will be back to report on those tomorrow night. Certainly 3 of them, and as I say, certainly up to the Wales USA game. I'll report that on Tuesday. It's just far too late. It's well past my bedtime when I'm up at 2 a.m. most mornings. So bear with me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know your comments, guys, and I'll carry on doing this. If you're not interested and no one watches it, I'll probably stop doing it. But if you're interested, let us know. It'll be great, and I'll be back to look at the day after tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please, until we meet again. Oh, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues, and other fans. If you're not a City fan, stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.